Good evening. I'm Landon with Merman and Press. Today we're going to talk a little about risk assessment for your home security. This isn't a step-by-step. These are just things to consider, and maybe it'll get your brain working on how to work on your own property. So, first thing is probably the most important thing we'll talk about, the cash register method. If you've been in retail or worked at a mom and pop shop or whatever, at night, typically those businesses will leave their cash register open because they got a big window and anybody who wants to break in is going to look right at it and see that there's no money. Okay? Right? So that means A, the money's put up, or B, there ain't nothing in here we're stealing. Right? So we're going to apply the cash register method to our home. So got my notes here. A couple things. You're going to lock up or hide anything valuable, and that means outside. All right? I know the ladder is hard to store. Okay, you either need to lock it up or hide it. I'm telling you, people walk in, they see a ladder off of a road. Ladders are expensive. They're going to steal your ladder. Mowers, weed eaters, tools you leave out in the yard because you're going to finish that job tomorrow. Right? If you live close enough to a road, a pair of headlights will light up any tools you have in the yard. So that's usually the main thing we'll stick with the cash register. Or light it up. Okay? You got something in the yard, you need a light on it tonight. All right, make sure you can switch your porch light on and keep it on for the night. Maybe put your ladder up on the porch. Keep your windows closed, okay? And, when you're away from home. Keep your windows closed and make sure your hidden keys are a little farther away than, hands reach from the door and hidden well. All right, I'm guilty of this as well sometimes, but you need to get creative with your keys. And don't go to them all the time. Just turn the car off, go inside, take your keys with you. Second, avenues of approach. So an avenue of approach in military jargon is where likely people will come from to your position. A thing about avenue of approach on a property, let's say there's a big barn out there that people have broken into before, and my yard is between the main road and that barn. My yard is probably a main avenue of approach. That means people I don't want are going to be in my yard. Not fun. Okay, so assess your property. Is it quick to get to from the road without using my driveway? Can a neighborhood beyond, can the kids walk through the bushes and find my property easily? You need to build fences and light it up. Main thing. Okay, and keep an eye on it. If you see a track that clearly ain't yours, you need to really start considering how close you are to sidewalks and things like that. If you live in a closer to town, typically you're going to see people walking more, and that's never good. Next, we're going to talk about security systems, okay? Either A, get one and figure out how to use it, okay? They're a security system. But if you're kind of like me, money's a little tight and you can't really get one right now, things you can do. Buy the signs, okay? Buy an ADT sign off Amazon, put it near the front door, the back door, and get the stickers to put on all the windows, right? Or buy the little sensors from Lowe's that don't hook up to anything, put them on all your windows. Somebody's going to see that. An experienced B&E, burglar is going to see those and possibly skip your house. You're trying to make your house as unappealing as possible, okay? And listen, a security system can be nosy neighbors, all right? Nosy neighbors, yes, they might be annoying, but man, they'll tell you when the UPS driver came through, right? Which, that's important. They'll know, hey man, this truck that isn't yours pulled up to the driveway. Were you expecting somebody to pick something up? They had a fridge in the back, right? They're good. And good segue to neighbors, okay? Community watch and stuff aside, make friends with your neighbors. Even if you've had trouble with them before, mend fences if you can, because they will be a hell of an asset, especially if you're like me. I have a couple retirees that live in the neighborhood. They are always home, and they tell me everything that goes on. They tell me if the deer walked through my yard, okay? I like that level of detail that they have of my property from their property. Can't hurt a dang thing, all right? And listen, it's an accidental community watch. Get the gossip of the neighborhood. I don't care if you have to hear about Miss Lily's operation. They're also going to tell you that Miss Lily's grandson's in town and he just got back from prison. Next, OPSEC, or operational security. Okay, this is basically controlling information in your life. Don't post on social media you're going out of town. Post the pictures when you get back. I'm not saying don't post stuff, but hey, post it when you get back. People don't need to have an open outlet to your life like that. Okay, they don't need to know that likely your house is going to be empty this weekend. Not information you want out and about in the world. I don't find that comforting. Make your house look busy when you're not there. Okay, close the blinds, keep some lights on. Don't make it look dead. Okay, the LED lights now soak up, I think they cost like 3 pennies a year or something like that. It's absolutely nuts. So if you're so cheap you can't do 3 pennies, you deserve to get your stuff broke into. And be unpredictable when you can. I know when you get off work you want to go right home, but you don't get off work at the same minute every day. If you can adjust 5 minutes here and there, you'll be more unpredictable. When you go to the store, don't go to the same store all the time. Go to a different store if you can, right? This is just part of the thing where it's like, no, I'm not going to go to this grocery store today. I'm going to grocery store B, which is typically my backup. They cost the same. Let's go to that side of town. That kind of deal. That's just in case your house is being watched. Controlling your information about your personal life and where you go and what you're driving and when you get to places. You don't always need to take the same way home all the time. Sometimes you got to switch it up. Again, it's just practice. Look at a map, see what you can do, and hell, maybe you might find your next best way home. Right when the traffic piles up, you might find a road you didn't know about before. I've been stuck in the city like that. Where you're like, hey man, this highway over there is just as bad as the one we're on. But if you take 20-minute drive out this way, you add 20 minutes to your trip, but it's better than sitting in traffic. Those are always the best outcomes for me, right? I learn something new, I get a new avenue of escape, and guess what? I might get to drive through the country and see it a little bit. So if you have any questions about risk assessment or, being adverse to risk in your home, please write a comment with a question. I read them, I'll answer them, and we can talk possibly on Instagram Live. Thanks to all my friends down at the cigar bar. They've been really helping me out, and I really enjoy their company, and I know they're watching. So Joey, thanks. Stay safe.